Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus vs iPhone 11 Pro camera shootout, which phone gives you better photos? If you'd asked us a few months ago to pick one smartphone which had the absolute best cameras, the iPhone 11 Pro would have been an easy recommendation. It might not have a lot of the fancy shooting modes that its Android counterparts do, but when it comes to pure image and video quality, it's definitely been the most consistent so far. Last year, we pitted it against Samsung's finest, the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and it managed to win the majority of our tests. This year, Samsung is going all out on its camera technology with the new Galaxy S20 series. Are capable of in our full review of the smartphone, but does this phone capture better images and videos than the iPhone 11 Pro? Of course, Apple doesn't release new flagships twice a year like Samsung, so the iPhone 11 Pro is somewhat older. Today, we'll be comparing the Galaxy S20 Plus to the iPhone 11 Pro in our usual series of tests. The aim is to see which phone manages to deliver the most consistent camera performance with photos as well as videos. Is Samsung's new camera tech better than Apple's finest offering? The wide-angle sensor also has a lower resolution now, but perhaps the most interesting change is the new 64-megapixel telephoto camera. Apple has taken a simpler approach with the iPhone 11 Pro, offering the basic shooting modes which we've seen on previous models too, but with the addition of an always-on night mode. With this out of the way, it's time to head to the tests and see which phone does a better job. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus vs iPhone 11 Pro landscape test. However, we prefer the shot taken with the iPhone 11 Pro, simply because the exposure is more balanced and colors are more natural. Samsung bumps up the colors very slightly and the shadows are also lifted, which makes for a more vivid result compared to what the iPhone 11 Pro delivers. In low light, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus was unable to reproduce very good colors, however switching to night mode improved things dramatically. The iPhone 11 Pro automatically activates night mode when it detects low light, and the results are fantastic. Comparing its output with the night mode shot taken with the Galaxy S20 Plus, the 11 Pro managed more realistic colors on leaves and trees, and even finer textures were better defined. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus vs iPhone 11 Pro close-up test. Switching to much smaller objects and shooting under harsh sunlight, we see the iPhone 11 Pro balanced exposures very well. The iPhone 11 Pro once again produced a more neutral color tone and a more accurate rendition of the pink shade of the flowers. If we look closer, it even managed slightly better textures than the Galaxy S20 Plus. Samsung's photo wasn't far behind, with a slightly warmer color tone. In our first shot of some more flowers, both phones delivered equally well exposed and detailed images. Even in our second shot, it appeared as though the 11 Pro has the better image at first glance, since a lot more elements were in focus. However, the Galaxy S20 Plus did sneak past the iPhone with a slightly softer and more realistic looking shot. For close-ups, it's a tie between both as we found the 11 Pro to be more consistent during the day, while the Galaxy S20 Plus offered better details in low light. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus vs iPhone 11 Pro portrait test. Samsung also lets you customize background effects, while the iPhone lets you try different lighting styles. When shooting people, it's a close call between the iPhone 11 Pro and the Galaxy S20 Plus. Both produce excellent details and skin tones, however upon closer inspection, we find that it's the Galaxy S20 Plus that gave us the better picture of the two. When zoomed in, you'll notice that details on our subject's face are better, and the skin tone looks a bit more natural. Using the telephoto cameras on objects, once again both phones captured striking photos with very good edge detection. In low light, the iPhone 11 Pro messed up the shot pretty badly by not being able to blur the right objects. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus vs iPhone 11 Pro selfie test. In our first outdoor test during the day, the iPhone 11 Pro straight up has the better image. Samsung manages good details too, but the skin tones look a bit pale and colors are a bit muted. In low light, the iPhone once again managed the most natural skin tones, but details weren't great and there was some visible noise in background objects. Samsung does have a secret weapon though, night mode for the selfie camera. We prefer the iPhone 11 Pro for daytime selfies, but night mode makes a world of a difference when taking selfies at night with the Galaxy S20 Plus. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus vs iPhone 11 Pro Wide-Angle Test. The wide-angle cameras on the iPhone 11 Pro and the Galaxy S20 Plus have the same field of view, and both can capture a lot more of any scene. In our first test, once again, it's the 11 Pro which managed a slightly better exposure on the building in front of us, compared to the Galaxy S20 Plus. In our second test, it's another close call between the two phones, but just like the same scene shot with the two phones' primary cameras, the Galaxy S20 Plus lifts shadows a bit more for a more dramatic look. At night, the iPhone 11 Pro's wide-angle camera isn't of much use unless you have ample light around. Night mode does not work with a wide-angle camera on this phone. On the other hand, even in its standard mode, the Galaxy S20 Plus produced a slightly brighter image than the iPhone, and then things got dramatically better with night mode. Overall, we would pick the wide-angle camera of the Galaxy S20 Plus as the winner for its competent daylight performance and superior low-light capability. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus vs iPhone 11 Pro Zoom Test. We've already tested the zoom capabilities of the Galaxy S20 Plus in our full review, and the short verdict is that it's pretty impressive.